So we're just going to dive right in and get straight to it. There's been 2 new recent arrests made in the Young Dolph murder case that no one seems to be talking about or reporting on. Arrest number 1 was of Tariq Owens on December 14th of this year, 2022. Now, for those of you who don't remember, Tariq Owens was one of the 2 people that carjacked Valerie Wilkerson at that Kroger in Memphis for the infamous white Benz used in the murder of Young Dolph. The carjacking took place on November 10th of last year, 2021. Tariq was actually apprehended in Memphis only 3 days later on November 13th of 2021, which coincidentally was the same day that Valerie Wilkerson came in and made the statement regarding the carjacking. Now, based on court documents that I've obtained, it looks like Tariq Owens sat in jail on a $275,000 bond until around December of 2021. Now, on December 2nd, again, 2021, all charges against Tariq Owens were dismissed due to, quote, lack of prosecution. Now, also coincidentally, Straight Drop was originally indicted on December 2nd of 2021, which was the same day all charges were dismissed against Tariq Owens. But we're going to dive more into that in another video. Just as a further side note, Cornelius Smith was arrested just a few days after that, which was on December 9th of 2021. Gotta tell you, that timing's looking pretty crazy. Even though it was only the first week in December, that winter was already looking hot. Now here we are, a little over a year has gone by since we've last heard about Tariq Owens. And then on December 5th of this year, 2022, Tariq Owens was re-indicted by a grand jury for the Kroger carjacking of Valerie Wilkerson. They were able to locate Tariq Owens shortly after the re-indictment, and he is now currently still sitting at the Shelby County Jail on that same $275,000 bond. Now, this second arrest is going to leave people scratching their heads a little bit because it's shrouded in mystery. This arrest happened 1 day after Orange Mounquet was arrested. The Shelby County Sheriff's Office made an additional secret arrest in the Young Dolph case, but they have not yet released the name. This is not a rumor. This is not speculation. This is a 100% fact. Now, unfortunately, and I'll be totally straightforward with you, I don't currently have the paperwork to support this, but I would bet my life on the fact that there was an arrest made 1 day after Orange Mounquet. This is not to be confused with the arrest of Jamarcus Johnson, which was about a week later, and this is certainly not to be confused with the apprehension of Big Jook when they brought him in for questioning. A big shout out to Tamara for helping me uncover that gem. Now, once we have more information on this secret arrest, we'll definitely make sure to keep everyone updated right away. I do want to take a brief moment to go over the reason Big Wop's photo was included in the thumbnail of this video. I'm about to show you some connections that I haven't seen pointed out before that I've noticed going through the paperwork. Now, remember, Big Wop was indicted for the murder and attempt murder in that Covington shooting before the Young Dolph murder case, where they also used that white Benz. This certainly makes it seem like Tariq Owens and Cornelius Smith provided that white Benz to Big Wop. Either that or the second person that was involved in the Covington shooting that they've yet to locate. Let's break down what that means just a little bit. So Cornelius Smith is of course the alleged shooter in the Young Dolph case, which again was after the Covington shooting. But now the way the timeline is looking, it seems like Cornelius Smith is tied to the white Benz for multiple shootings, the Covington shooting and the Young Dolph assassination. Now, Tariq Owens and Cornelius Smith were the alleged carjackers of Valerie Wilkerson at the Kroger as far as that white Benz goes. So let's follow that trail a little bit. This means that they allegedly carjacked Valerie for the white Benz. The white Benz somehow made its way over to Big Wop and another associate, which was used in the Covington shooting. Now, the Young Dolph case was after this, which of course we all know Cornelius Smith is tied to as a shooter. So this means that he was involved with that car in 2 different shootings. He was the one that got it from the Kroger and the carjacking to Big Wop in the Covington shooting, and And now that same car is tied to the Young Dolph shooting, which again, Cornelius Smith is right there, front, line, and center. I'm going to give you one last side note before we get out of here. Something else that always stood out to me is the fact that Cornelius Smith was originally arrested in Mississippi in DeSoto County. Conveniently, DeSoto County is the same place Big Wop was arrested in after the Covington shooting. Starting to see some connections here between Wop and Cornelius Smith. We could have a missing link. But again, we're going to dive into this and a lot more in our next video, so stay tuned.